Welcome back, Sideways fam. We got a full week ahead of us with lots and lots and lots of Is300s on the lift. We got our buddy's car right here with the T56 that we swapped a few weeks back. We're trying to get this thing done. Got a lot of stuff to do. Kind of still waiting on some parts. We got our other buddy back here with another 2JZ GE NAT setup. Honestly, a huge freaking mess and needs a crap ton of work. I'm gonna go over that with you right now since it's on the lift right now getting done. And we got our other buddy Phoenix's Is300 right here that needs an engine replacement. Bought the car with a 1JZ GTE, Vvti in it, automatic, blown engine, rod knock. Hey, you know, rod knock right here too. And yeah, that thing's a whole other story. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera right now and get into it, and let's get it. So we got this huge mess of car. Let's just go over all of this stuff right now that is just horrible. Factory wiring harness. Great, that's always great to have a, 20-year-old wiring harness that's burnt to crap and nice and crispy, but for sure, let's do that. We got the ABS still in the engine bay. We got the battery in the front of the car. The cool thing about this build, even though it is rod knocked and sounds like a bag of change in the oil pan, is it is on a Haltech Elite. So at least he's, halfway there with something done kind of the right way. Got the CX Racing Special manifold. Never ran this manifold ever. Kind of cool that it moves the turbo all the way to the back, but makes it damn near impossible to work on. So good luck working on that later on. Customer is on a hell of a budget to get this thing back together. Basically, throwing in another used 2JZ GE JDM VVTi engine back in it. We're gonna retune it with the tuner that actually knows what the fuck they're doing. So let's go over some outsides of this thing. All in all, super clean car. We got some Volk Racing Rays dish. I have no idea what kind they are, but still pretty cool. Never seen them before. Interior wise, super nice. Sparco steering wheel, nice shift knob. Besides the, drinks and stuff, got the Haltech can gauge, cool, good stuff. So back into this. So this car was taken to a tuner that does not work on JZs and went ahead and upped the red line to 72 or 73 or 74, God knows what, above that 7,000 RPM. They're gonna bring the red line to, and it ended up grenading. So had the timing probably way too high. And as funny as it is, the customer was talking about how he had this car in Tennessee for I don't know how many years with zero problems. Well, anyways, that didn't end up going as it was supposed to be. Oh, sorry, yeah, I was right, Tennessee. So, nice straight pipe. Anyways, back to it. He ended up being really bummed out because the car was tuned over there improperly by whoever tuned it over there on 93 octane. And I mean, it ran okay, but consistently had problems and broke up and just all kinds of other mess of stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and rip this thing out and fix everything and get rid of all this junk, like all these hoses back here and vacuum lines and sensors being in the wrong location, and just kind of, the weird thing about this thing too as well though is the intake manifold goes directly over it, like the OEM octopus. So we have to deal with all this mess of stuff that is here. So I don't know, just kind of giving you guys a little bit of update on this one, because this one will be getting done fairly quickly. As far as everybody Q's, Is300, we got a little bit of an update, I guess. We got the fuel hanger. I'm gonna go ahead and show how I got all that set up. Already pretty much done and set up. The fuel rail's off, intake manifold's off. If you haven't seen the other video, it is on my channel. We gotta put some new injectors in. I gotta still call the customer and talk to him about that, because originally we were gonna put some 1300 cc's in it. I don't think if he's looking for 800 horsepower, we're gonna be using 1300 cc injectors. So let's get over to Phoenix's car. This car just got purchased for a ridiculous deal, $4,000. Of course, it's automatic. That one back there is stick, and that one is stick. So, that's cool at least. But all in all, super clean car. Got some nice AEM gauges, and the swap isn't that bad looking. So let me get the hood popped up right now, and we will get into it with that. So, okay, cool. 1JZ GTE VVTi, JZX 110 Crown engine. We got some nice pie cuts up the throttle body, black on the polish. I love it. The gold tape, I don't know, but a few things I'm gonna change. Power steering is just slapped in there like every IS300 I think I've ever seen. I like the Willwood brake adjustment for the bigger brakes. I'm assuming that it has. Yes, it does, yeah. Got some big old Lexus brakes on it. And yeah, so this one's not going to be that big of a deal. We're just replacing the engine and leaving it automatic and putting it all back together. And I guess we're going to be doing the factory 1JZ GTE Vvti turbo upgrade from Drift Motion with the billet wheel and bigger wheel ported, bigger external wheel as well. And just basically doing new seals and getting him a better engine in this thing so it can run and drive and get the hell out of my shop. So 2 fun cars. We get to get on the dyno and make some power. Yeah, regular daily driver, I don't know, kind of still pretty cool looking. Got some RPFs on it, brakes, cool bumper, good looking car. But stock, I don't know about all that. So we'll go ahead and flip the camera again and get into it. So on the up and up, just giving you guys the heads up, I'm not sitting here just talking complete crap about everybody and, you know, hating on everybody. Hey man, they're all my customers. I love all you guys. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Just stuff like this. You're already gonna be here. You're already gonna be paying thousands of dollars to get all this work done. Come on guys, just buy a computer, buy a standalone, do it the right way. Don't keep your car automatic, you know, unless if you're gonna keep it in this form. If he's gonna leave it alone like this and leave it bone stock, hey, I can't hate because that's a beautiful daily. As far as the other cars go, honestly, dude, these cars are a pain in the ass to work on. There's so much stuff that goes into these vehicles that I feel like people just don't understand. Just kind of ranting and getting into it with you guys. Fuel system sucks. Single fuel line. You need to run PTE lines from the tank all the way to the front of the engine. Fuel filters. The fuel hanger assembly is just garbage. You can only fit a AEM 340 or Walbro 255 in there. That's really not good for more than 400 horsepower, man. So I mean, I'm sure there's some way of ghetto rigging stuff in those things and kind of getting more and more in depth into making some janky stuff work. I don't really do that, which is why I'm walking over here to show you guys what a real hanger looks like. This is the one that I'm going to be showing in the video right now, but real quick, just to kind of give you the heads up. You know, Powerhouse Racing, Autosport Engineering, triple fuel pump hanger, good stuff. It does fit, but it does not fit nicely. It is a pain in the ass to get in. There is suction problem with the gas tank. The fitment is garbage. So to anybody who's looking to build a fast car and they want to be able to work on the car with ease, I recommend a different vehicle. But since these cars are so cheap, I'm not hating. I just don't like how tight they are, but they do perform. You know, we've built multiple IS300s making 600 to 900 horsepower. So, you know, anyways, just giving you guys a little bit of an insight of if you guys are choosing a vehicle to buy. I mean, if you get a deal like this where you get it for super cheap with something already done, or it's already manual and you get a killer deal, hey, let's go for it. Just know overbuilding a Mark IV Supra or building, you know, an S chassis or a Mark III Supra or, you know, any other ST300, any other better chassis where you have more room, a bigger tank and more room to work with everything, where stuff has already been ran the correct way to get, like from the get-go, maybe another car for you. So think about your options, people. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get the engine out of this thing today, get the new engine pulled apart, change the parts over, you know, get it back in the car and get on dyno next week. So stay tuned. This is the IS300 week and let's get it. So back to Mr. Red IS300. Engine already been pulled out. We got this super beautiful 2JZ GE here to put back into his car for his NAT setup. Mr. Caden just cleaned the hell out of this thing to make it look spotless. looks brand new. So you got to rip all this mess off. China turbo, China manifold, China wastegate, fake tile wastegate, Chinese clutch. Looks kind of sketchy, saying that it looks like it's an XTD and these clutches explode. But he's got ID 1000s in it, so that's pretty cool. It's nice to have a nice injector. So that's pretty much all we're swapping over. Just the fuel rail, the turbo kit, and the clutch, and let's put it all back together and see what she does. So priceless reaction. I don't know, I was driving my car, red line got raised to 7,500 plus RPM, and I don't know what happened. But it sounded like a box of change hit the bottom end of my engine. I was like, oh shit. Well, we'll weld that back up right now and make it good as new. Yeet! All right, guys, so we are about to pull this thing out right now. It's about 9 o'clock Tuesday morning. So AC compressor went ahead and removed and left it all attached. You'll want to do that for anybody who's doing these swaps or replacing your engine and don't want to have to refill or recharge your AC. You can actually just unbolt the whole compressor and leave it in the engine bay. We did go ahead and remove the power steering because, well, obviously we don't want to drain that or deal with that either, even though he's going to be going aftermarket reservoir and getting all the power steering stuff fitted properly. We could have probably broke it loose, but we left it in. And wiring harness is disconnected. All the coolant lines are disconnected. We already disconnected it from automatic transmission. So we're going to go ahead and leave that in the car so we can make sure we don't drain any fluids whatsoever to, you know, transmission or power steering or AC, so that everything can stay the way that it was exactly, you know, before the car came in the first place. So let's get this out and we can get this new 1JZ from JD California here. We can go ahead and get that done. So little find right now, I'm pulling the engine out and I'm looking down. I haven't even started to pry on this thing yet. And if you look straight down there, the whole block is actually cracked where it mounts to the transmission. And we pulled all the bolts off to make sure everything was loose, obviously before touching it. So that might have been the noise that he was hearing, or I guess possibly why it knocked. I have no idea. So let's get this out right now and see what the shit happened. So I guess the phone fell down when Caden was grabbing. You can see right here, the block. It wasn't in the engine, so I don't know. I mean, but this thing went right here. So the whole side of it where the transmission bolts in was broken. I don't know how the hell that happens when that's like damn near, it's just cast iron. So I don't know who the hell worked on this before, but that's definitely broken and trash. So anyways, on to the next one, I guess. Okay guys, so we got the engine pretty much all stripped down for everything we gotta do. We gotta swap his water neck out because he has a sensor tapped in that for his aftermarket AEM gauge. We had to pull the turbo off because the turbo was seized. I will show you that right now. And right now is obviously a good time to check your valve seals. See if anything's burned up on the intake or the exhaust side. We do have the intake side off as well. Everything's been stripped off the block from underneath. I mean, this motor looks like it's kind of high mileage, but in good condition as far as just, I don't know, just as far as like all running condition. Obviously didn't have enough oil changes, but turbo is right here along with the intake manifold and his valve covers. You can kind of tell the car didn't have a very good oil treatment with it, like every other car that we get, by the sludge in it. You want to kind of try to stay away from engines that are like this because obviously it has oil gel deposits in it, so you might not want to get stuff like that. As far as his turbo goes, this is the one that was in it, and if you look, I'm going to try to spin it right now. Doesn't really spin. When I flick it, I'm having to flick really hard and it's not spinning at all. So we probably could fire this thing up, and as we fire it, as the oil heats up, it'll go ahead and kind of heat up that seal where all the sludge is and get the sludge moving back through everything, and then it'll probably go. But I would not want to do that. So we're swapping everything over from his old engine to the new one, his valve covers and all the other good stuff. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing down. Valve covers are only off so that we can go ahead and hold the cam to get the cam gears off and change the cam seals, the Vvti seal. You can see the oil back here is already kind of all over everything, which generally means that all this shit is leaking. And you know, judging by how mucky and dirty and nasty everything is anyways, I would say, you know, the seals are probably going to be hard as a rock. So good thing we're going to change them. We're also going to do the rear main seal because obviously nobody wants to have leaky stuff on their engine, and the rear main seal is a pain in the ass to get to. So I gotta strip the valve covers off this, I gotta strip his wire neck off of this, all his black stuff, he wants everything black on the engine. And then we gotta get it back in here by the end of the day. Lots of work to do. So let's get it. All right guys, so this guy's 1J Vvti. We got the gears off, cover off. We're gonna clean everything right now. I gotta clean this nasty shit. You can 100% see that it was leaking because there's oil running down pretty much everything, even right here and here. And you can even see just like, there's no shine to them. They're just like, look super dried out. So I'm gonna change these right now, get it all cleaned up, put the timing back on, put it back together. We just changed over his turbo. That's apparently been steel wheel conversion because the one that was in it is blown up, obviously. So we're gonna torque all that down, get the anti-manifold put back on this thing, and get it back in the car. Still gotta do the rear main seal still though too. So I wanna real quickly show you guys for JZX 100, 110, anything 1JZ Vvti. These are gonna be your two cam seals that you're gonna use. Here are the part numbers. They are two different sizes, obviously. Obviously the Vvti one's gonna have a bigger orifice than the non-Vvti. So anyways, this is all you're gonna need to know to order. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in right now. So cam seals are done and in, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the Vvti seal in this. What you'll do is you'll go ahead and remove all the 10 bolts in this real quick, and then you gotta kind of break the seal in it. So then you'll lift up like this, and you'll see the seal on that probably looks like a rock. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that off, clean it, put it back in the groove right here, put it back together, and then put it back on the engine. They're all changed. Swapping over the valve covers right now, and finishing everything up, getting that one all stripped down and ready, and going in here soon. So we're going in. Same day swaps. Size performance. Same day swaps. Yeehaw, brother. All right, guys, well, we got this thing all together, back up and running. Sounds bomb as hell. All right, guys, so we're in the blue Is300 right now, giving it a quick test drive. Got some, everything's going pretty good with this thing, so we're gonna go ahead and grab some lunch. Give her a quick little whirl, put the windows down, make sure we don't got any weird noises, and go ahead and call the customer to come pick it up. So that's 2 down. Obviously, number 1 hasn't been on the dyno yet, so it's not the whole way, you know, finished or whatever, but all in all, everything feels pretty good. You know, the car comes down to a nice low idle, like automatic, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera so you can see everything that's going on. Well, we're cruising. Oh, you got the Mark V over there, just doing some burble tune bullshit. So yeah, back to what I was saying. So everything seems cool. We're driving it, had the air on for a little bit, you know, all the gauges are working. So, I'm gonna give her some beans real quick. Oh yeah. Woo! She's actually very interesting feel for this car. Is usually these transmissions just feel like complete garbage, and this thing just feels great. So I don't know. Kind of makes you want to drive an auto GS or an auto IS with the 1J swap. Just leave it bone stock as a cruiser, dude, because I bet you the gas mileage is going to be freaking amazing. So yeah, let's go get some lunch and get into it. All right, guys, so this is gonna have to conclude the video for this week. We'll go ahead and do more with this red car on dyno next week because we're scheduled for Monday, and we're gonna probably do a little bit of work on the white IS right here. So thanks for watching. You know, this kind of concludes the Is300 week. Next week, we're gonna have a bunch of S chassis here, so we'll be working on a lot of those. And obviously we need to get the white car finished as well, but super, super cool. Got 2 cars done in 1 week. There's a couple other cars that got done as well. Mark II Super and a couple other things too that we didn't really put in this video because obviously it's supposed to be mostly about Is300s. But thanks for watching, and until next time.